Here we go. All right. And welcome everyone to episode 15 of 3LittleBlerds Talk Show. We are super excited to see everybody tonight. Appreciate everybody out there in the chat. I see we got quite a few people here this evening. But we're going to go ahead and jump into introducing our special guest this week. We have a phenomenal team of not only podcasters, but video game players, super anime watchers. We have a dope combination this week. We have the two hosts from Blerd Life with his wife, Marshall and Courtney. So thank you guys for coming out this evening and joining us for this episode 15 of 3LittleBlerds Talk Show, and today's title is "Be Yourself." Courtney, man, tell us a little bit about yourselves, and how you guys got started with the Blerd Life with Your Wife podcast.
Hey.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say who's gonna go first.
No, I always defer to the queen to begin things. You know what I mean?
Hey, can we go ahead and give you guys
love to see it? Golf claps in the chat.
There you go, right there, man, right there, early.
Well, I'm Courtney. This is Marshall. So I am the proverbial wife in Blerd Life with my wife. I guess we started it to spend more time with each other. Because, we had some issues with work-life balance of work was video games and things like that. And us not being in the same room during that. I like to watch him play video games, but other times I'm just I really want to do my own thing. And he doesn't like watching me look at home decor shows and stuff like that. So we're oh, well, we both like blerdy stuff, so let's do a podcast. We will be forced to, at a minimum, sit together for an hour. So
yeah, that's
I wish it
was
yeah.
That's the general gist of it. We wanted to have some us time that we could just chill and do some fly shit that we felt like doing and talking about, and it just came pretty organically from us. Like my wife said, just wanting to spend more time together, and her trying to come into my world, and I really appreciate that. So I was doing podcasts previously, so it was the next natural evolution. Let's join my two favorite things, podcasts and my woman, and we create something that we hope is special.
That's what's up.
Hands down and special. C, do you want to talk to them a little bit about?
I got you on the golf clap.
I know you have been dialing the episodes back. I've listened to at least the last two, but I want to dig in where you have kind of had more of a front row seat. You want to talk to them a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, the show that y'all doing is amazing. And I definitely get the vibe, like y'all just said, something that y'all can kind of spend time, and you definitely can tell it's something that y'all, it's like a hangout. I literally was listening to the PS5 review. I was doing something else and I had it playing, and y'all was just vibing the whole time. And
me too.
I just appreciate that, that positive, relationships. It's not toxic at all. It's all positivity, all about being the kind of person that's good out there in the world. Y'all even talked about just real quick, when y'all was doing the talk about Pixar, y'all was talking about Ellen DeGeneres and all that stuff happened. Y'all didn't fully talk about it, but y'all acknowledged that in y'all's talking about the topic at hand in a positive and respectful way. Stuff like that is just it's so good to see.
Yeah, I love to see it. And when I listened to some of the podcasts that I did reference back to, because I kind of got on a little late, so I went back on a few of the catalogs, and you can just tell in the conversation, you feel like you're in the room, the conversation is so genuine and it flows the connection. You could tell the connection is there in the way the conversation flows. something just good to listen to, even if you like have it in the background, like as like white noise or something. It's like I was washing dishes and listened to the PS5 review, so it was like it's just one of those things you can feel that connection. You feel like you belong in the conversation, and that's one thing, like a positive thing that I have seen with listening to the podcast. And I'll golf claps for that. Golf claps, yeah. So
I appreciate it. I know he's a lot easier to listen to than me. I've been told I have a weird accent, but he's got a nice little baritone, so I appreciate that. I
think we compliment each other. You know what I mean? Like, I tend to be a little bit more chill during recordings, and my wife is like, no, and you know what I mean? We're able to have that contrast.
You heard it here first, folks.
And the artwork is dope too. Like the artwork.
Yeah,
that is dope. Like,
I love the logo.
Everything
that shit's fire. That shit's fire.
And what's funny about that, there's a quick story about that. Like, he is an artist on Instagram, and he came recommended by a mutual friend, and he is the worst with getting back to people. So we were episodes. Like, I think the first 10 episodes we recorded, the first 6 to 10 episodes we recorded that we couldn't release because he hadn't got back to us with the artwork, and then he finally did, and it was fire. So we were really happy to actually premiere now that we had our artwork.
That's what's up. I love the concept of it. I think it's Sailor Moon and is it Ed?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so that's dope. I love this. That's just dope to see. I think it would have been really dope if it was like Yusuke and Sailor Moon, because you know the two creators of both of those series married to each other. So
that would have been next level. That would have been. I'm not even gonna hold you.
I feel like that's just fire.
Yeah, it's like a little known fact about those two creators. That would have been next level.
Yeah. But yeah, I love the Elric and Sailor Moon joint. That shit's dope either way. So.
Oh yeah, we couldn't do it any other way. He is like obsessed with Full Metal Alchemist.
So is it Alchemist or Brotherhood?
Oh, it's Brotherhood, 100%.
Respect it.
Definitely respect it. Yeah, we're definitely gonna chime into that maybe. So you guys, let's tell everybody a little bit of what you guys kind of met, where you guys are from, and kind of what blerdy things you guys have going. Obviously, you guys have the podcast, but Marshall, you're a gamer, PC gamer, and PlayStation gamer. And Courtney, you cover a good bit of anime. So let's kind of jump into a little bit about you guys, a couple and a little bit individually.
Oh, it's on me now.
Yeah, I've been talking.
Yeah, that's cool.
I went first last time.
we try to keep it even, try to keep it a buck. But yeah, my name is Marshall, aka Blue Okami. Y'all can find me on twitch.tv/blue_okami_7 blue BLU. And I'm definitely a lifetime gamer. I've been gaming since my dad got me my first little SNES with Duck Hunt, with the little orange and gray controller, and I was just, you couldn't tell me I wasn't fucking some ducks up in that game. Like, then I got my first Sega, and I got X-Men and Sonic, and the Lion King and all that other type of stuff. So definitely, I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I was actually born in Honolulu, Hawaii, because my dad was in the military, which is in common. Courtney's parents was in the military as well, so neither of us was actually born in the continental United States. Somehow, some way, the goddess, she saw it fit for me to find her, and it's great because we literally came from opposite sides of the world and met in Bmore. And so that was cool. But as far as me, I just like to chill. I like to play RPGs. I'm a big RPG gamer, action games. I love stories and games. I love being able to go to a different place and project myself onto these characters and really understand. I'm a bit of a writer as well. I used to be a little bit of a slam poet back in the day. So
okay, fun fact.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but the kinship that I feel with good writing is something that I think perpetuates throughout my love of video games. So
that's what's up. A good story play out, so you also like writing.
Yeah. I mean, because you can see how authors construct it, and one of the biggest things that we may get into is, and I think we talked about this on one of the episodes, is my impatience with certain manga, because I feel like it kind of goes against the genuineness of the writing when it starts to be lengthened, or side quests that come along, and different techniques that writers use to, you know, get a roundabout to the point of something. So that's definitely one of my gripes with manga overall, or some of the manga that I read. But I'm gonna go ahead and toss it back to the
I got it. Thank you.
All right.
I'm Courtney. As Marshall said, I am also a military brat. Both of my parents were in the army, so I was born in Germany.
I was born in Germany too.
Oh,
hey.
Where?
Let's see. Würzburg.
You
know what I said?
I was born in Eschenbach, so that's like close to Fulda. Fulda's where my sister was born. So, but yes, so born.
That's crazy.
I hated it growing up, because of course when you're in school, everyone's always like, okay, who here wasn't born in the United States? And they always like do that to be like, oh, can you pick out the little girl? And it's, I don't know, I think they think it's cute, but I didn't think it was cute coming from a military. But yeah, we both met at Morgan State University in Baltimore, so that was...
Hey, shout out to Morgan.
Hey. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We love them.
HBCU.
Yes,
And I guess I don't play video games like that. Like, I play a lot of puzzle games on my phone, but so I'm not in that realm really of nerddom. But since I was like 4, loved anime, kind of cliche, like came in off of Sailor Moon, so that was like the big thing, like, oh my god, I love Serena. And then, you know, of course, as you get older and you start listening to overdubs, Usagi, and it just kind of spiraled from there. Like, I love all types of anime and manga, so like shoujo, shonen, action, horror, like I'm pretty much into it all.
Man, I was so one-track minded, like with anime went very early in my career. It was like, if it didn't have action or extreme battle, like, get it away from me. Now, like, love slice of life.
I feel like I was the opposite.
Sports animes, like, I mean, it was years, like, I didn't sports anime even existed. I'm like, yo, I can't watch that. That's not a sport, like, whatever. And then I watched an episode, I think, of Ippo, and I was just like, what have I been doing?
Hey, that show is fire, man.
Like,
that's just so slept on.
And I think that's what's so great about anime is they have like all these genres. Like, you know, it's really hard for me to look at somebody and be like, there's an anime for every person out there. Literally every person. You just have to, you know, find out what works for you. Courtney, what do you probably say you enjoy the most?
As far as like the genres?
Yeah.
Right now, it depends.
I feel like with anime, it like rotates so often based on like how you feel.
It depends.
Yeah.
Because like right now in manga, I'm really into like slice of life and like, I think it's pronounced josei, but like, you know, kind of everyday working type stuff, because I guess that's kind of my life. But in anime, I'm more so into like action, fantasy type stuff at the moment. Like that's really I'm digging right now.
So like the isekai route, like being dropped into a world that you're not in, like type fantasy or
much. Like, well, we have been watching Jujutsu Kaisen, so that's still like in
that shit's fire.
Like, yeah, giving you like that fantasy kind of feel and stuff like that, and really getting into kind of spirituality a little bit. What else?
Okay, that's a good one.
God of High School, although
Yeah.
I don't know if that's really so much fantasy, but
I mean, them
watching that
kids
as
ain't
well.
doing that shit in real life, so
Yeah.
I consider it
Yeah.
fan.
They I think God of High School more so it is fantasy because it's focused on a lot of mythology and like ancient tales and folk tales and things like that, like Son Goku and the Monkey King and like all of that. I consider that to be fantasy. So
But
All
that's
right.
where
No spoilers
we
because
are
we're
at the
not that
moment.
far in out of high school. We like halfway.
Yeah.
So much more destination kind of
Yeah.
aspect of things.
okay,
Yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah. So what? We have some questions we always like to ask our special guests here. What is you guys' definition of what a blerd is? I mean, maybe y'all can give a joint definition, or if y'all want to, give a definition individually, you can. So let us know which way you guys want to go.
How you feeling?
Yeah, what a blerd is. I mean, I think the way I answered it is anyone who considers himself a fan of any culture or a subculture once considered nerdy. You know what I mean? Like you also have to be black. That's kind of important. And
Straight like that.
so yeah, I talk about how it's like the intersection of dopeness between being black and having that swag within us, that that spiritual confidence, and the juxtaposition of that, and also being nerdy, or what people would have considered more niche and more dweebish, or those type of interests and stuff. So
And like categories would include
yeah, I mean manga, anime,
sci-fi, fantasy.
Yep.
Game.
Fantasy books, or I mean, because you could be a nerd about Harry Potter for real, right?
Yeah.
So in turn, you could be a Harry Potter blerd as well. So it's not, whatever you fall into, man. That's what it comes down to.
Whatever your lane is, everybody got their own lane.
Exactly.
It's something for everybody. Something for everybody.
Courtney, Marshall, when do you guys I'd start to identify as a blerd? Maybe not necessarily with the term, but more like accepting that like these things that you guys enjoy are very much part of your lives, and that you not only want this to be a part of life, you want to, so encompassing it, streaming on the podcast, or sharing publicly across social media what you guys are doing in different blerd avenues.
I mean, I would say being a blerd or a nerd, that came naturally to me like since I was real young, like 4, 5. I always loved to read. I love a lot of fantasy books and things like that. I of course loved watching anime, cartoons and stuff like that, but definitely gravitated more towards anime because I just thought like the storytelling was much better than like American cartoons. And it was just something that I don't know, it felt natural. It was part of my everyday, so it was never anything that I ever really hid like that. And I was kind of known for being nerdy. Thank God I had other interests though, so I could like intersect with regular culture. But yeah.
Yeah, she was a jock in high school, so she was still cool.
Yeah, kind of.
What sport?
What sport?
So I through middle school to high school, I played soccer. I did varsity swimming. I was in ROTC, so I was on the drill team. I used to spin rifles and tennis.
Hey,
Nice.
You did everything.
yeah.
I think I only did 3 sports in high school.
I was on those.
That's good.
Not even. Yeah.
Chess team.
Not even. Hey man, hey look, there we go. Some of us battle with our hands, and some of us battle with our brains. Mark, remember that.
Need more brothers who know how to play chess.
We need more brothers on the team. So
we always laugh about it, how she varsity this and involved in this, and I was like, chess club president, Nesby president. Like my school was a small magnet high school, really, so we didn't even have a football team, and if we did, I would have played football in high school. I ended up playing intramurally in middle school and elementary, but so I didn't have that like jock life to kind of fall back on our high school. To answer the question, like I feel like, I'm not saying you fell back on it, but
damn,
you I mean, Jock, you all know how high school was.
I was also talented and gifted. Okay.
If you had a varsity, you was all right.
Okay.
So this is just my non-jock sensibilities and how I looked at it in my high school. So please blame it on my head, not my
Side note, you know how he first flirted with me? He told me I had linebacker shoulders because I had real shoulders from being in sports and stuff and spinning rifle. So I had like the little teardrop, I was strong. He told me I had linebacker shoulders. What an opening line.
Wait, y'all see his face though? Wow. He's like, I said what I said.
I'm saying though, just
learning is hard.
These DMs, y'all need to just start telling them you got linebacker shoulders. That's how to get it done. That's how to get it done.
Hey, look, apparently, whatever you continue to say work because you got the grand prize. So,
yeah, Toby, don't see it.
So,
see it.
Golf claps. Golf
claps. That is the face of a success.
That's golf claps right there.
Successful man right there. There we go.
That's golf claps.
Learning is hard.
Learning is hard. All right.
The second part.
What do you? Yeah. So the second part, and I'll kind of blend it together. What blerdy events or programs or things you guys have coming up that you kind of want to share with everybody, and try to give our listeners an opportunity to find ways to link in with you guys. So kind of fill us in what you guys have going on right now in your blerd.
Yeah, well, something that we're really super excited about right now, we just premiered our second podcast in partnership with thepopbreak.com over there, www.thepopbreak.com, spelled just how it sounds. And we were approached about bringing some of our sensibilities and thoughts and our personalities to their website to feature a monthly podcast about television programming. So we just had the premiere episode of that on November. It's called Blerd Watchers. And all of their podcasts, you can go to popbreak.com, check them out. So we're really happy to be part of the Pop Break family and bringing a little bit of over there. So that's really
a little tint to the situation.
Up a bit.
Yeah. Bringing our own brand of television experience and commentary and all that good stuff. It was a great first episode, so we're really excited. The second one will be December 11th, I believe, that it will premiere around that time. So we'll be doing it.
Okay.
Best of the year of TV that we've seen episodes. So that's really exciting. On top of Blerd Life, with my wife, a weekly show.
Okay. So not slowing down. I don't see nobody putting foot on their brakes. Y'all look like y'all are actually picking up speed now. So something that went from you guys just finding an opportunity to spend time together now has kind of evolved not into you guys just spending time together, but finding ways where you can also expand like your reach into other things. How have you guys felt like the process has been going so far?
I think it's been good. I mean, like you said, Be Nice. This really kind of started as like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna put it out. We're not like going crazy for, publicizing the podcast. Is really like a passion project for us, and something for us to get closer and to spend more time with each other, and tease and talk and do whatever we do in our shows. But so far people have noticed that, and we've been approached Actually, we've been approached multiple times, but the popbreak.com was an opportunity that we thought was really cool to be incorporated into a podcasting team on a website. So that was cool. And then we also have our brand, Black Women Are Ethereal, which we maintain merchandising, and we have our own
it's a Teespring shop.
Yeah,
basically.
we have a Teespring shop for Courtney's designs, and Black Women Are Ethereal is a campaign that I ran on social media in 2016 and 2017, but we're resuscitating that brand in the times that we're in because we feel like it's a really important message. As y'all can see, it comes in purple. We have, different colors, different styles, different sizes. And it's really just about uplifting and encouraging the Black women to understand and perpetuate her dopeness and not having any ulterior motives or wanting anything in return. It's just like, look, Black woman, you are ethereal and you're perfectly light and dainty, as if too perfect for this world, which is the definition of ethereal. And I think a lot of Black women, particularly this year and in the years that have been happening with what Black women are doing, not only for our country but in our country, it's the perfect time to make sure that we tell Black women how much we love them as as a married couple. And I think it's important as a Black man to be able to deliver that messaging to Black women, because a lot of times there is a lot of questions around that, if they're loved, they're valued, and if their contributions are noted or appreciated. And the brand is here to say that they are. And we also have other designs, like I said, that Courtney was able to put together, and it's really dope.
That's amazing.
That's what's up.
That is, let's go ahead and get that clap going.
You gotta make sure you send us the info for that. Make sure you send us the info for that, all of that.
Yeah, for sure.
Support that and continue to push that message, because like just kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, the thing I love about what y'all got going on is continue to kind of be that example, those positive relationships that we haven't really seen that much of, growing up. It's kind of up to us now to model the kind of people like that we want to be around. So, we support that message 100%. So however we can support, definitely just let us know.
Appreciate it. I mean, honestly, the biggest component for that for me, because he's really big on like breaking generational curses and stuff like that, and setting the tone going forward for relationships and stuff like that, so you're not repeating a destructive cycle. So
that generational curse thing, that is a very
Go ahead.
Me.
Talk about that I'm sorry, Kenny. Me, Kenny, and C talk about this all the time. But Blue, like periodically throughout the week, will speak to my soul or something. Because like, one of the things that I struggle with, and my friends, peers know about me. My family is haunted on both sides. Like, it has not been easy at all. So to decide that like the buck stops with me, like I've already made it up in my mind that like it won't go past my generation. Like me, my sisters, my brothers, like we've already talked about it. We spoke on it. Like it is what it is. It ends with us, man. And just like having like that constant encouragement and reinforcement of those positive images that you should be having sometimes get clouded because it's not easy now. But having somebody like, Marshall to reinforce those things, man, like I cannot, once again, giving you your flowers, because that's important. That's important. You're an important part of our community, because that's not just reinforced with me and like you reach out to me, but it's reinforced with everybody I see you interact with, man. So please continue to keep doing that. Like she said, you know what to do. Go ahead and send us that information. We're gonna run that through the mill, and you can go ahead and count me in for 3 shirts, because I have a mother and 2 sisters that mean the world to me. So for
I need a shirt
Christmas,
too.
definitely.
Got a mother and 2 sisters as well. So
we don't
Go
have.
ahead and sign. Go
we
ahead
can,
and sign 3LittleBlerds. Go ahead and sign 3LittleBlerds for that.
yeah, most definitely need some gear. But yeah, like I was saying, I was gonna tap into the generational curse thing as well. It's one of the things I kind of I love that you highlighted that and spoke on that. But I remember when I want to say I was 12. My grandmother, she's a pastor, and I remember she had a sermon. She did like a 3-part series on generational curses and how to build generational wealth for your family, and how the generational wealth itself isn't always like monetary. It's more so she focused on the spiritual and understanding of like having a strong family and how your family can move forward and break those curses. And that just gave me at 12 years old, I didn't really understand it, but as time grew and like kept going, I was like, I kind of realized how important that those generational curses are to break, because they are very detrimental. Like in our community specifically, like you go generation to generation, it's always like, and with my family, I can speak on specifically, like it was generation after generation, like a father would die when his son was born. And that was one thing that we just couldn't like fathom. Like every time like a son is born, this dad dies like in some period of time. And I think that's what led her to doing the sermon itself. But just seeing that and then seeing it still going on, like even now, is one of those things that I have put a lot of focus into doing. Like as far as meditating, like I started picking up and like trying to understand more so of how these generational curses came to be and where does it stem from. And I took a lot of my classes, like with my psychology, I work on generational curses and how it affects your mental state and how you can move forward and to what you can do to impact the family or your generation to provide more positivity for the future of your family, and not even just your family, your community, because generational curse can lead into anything, not just that set family. Like you have your community, your surroundings, your interactions, the people in your circle, and that they all connect in some way. So I love that focus on what you have mentioned. So that's just dope, and I want to applaud you on that. And like B said, give you your flowers. So yeah, I want to bring that up.
I mean, applaud you guys, because I mean, I think it ties back to even this episode, be yourself, because even doing stuff like this, being blerds, doing nerdy stuff that you love, like I think that helps to break generational curses and that like genetic trauma that gets passed down, because I think just as much as you can pass down that genetic trauma, which unfortunately as Black people, we have hundreds and hundreds, thousands of years of that's just going on to the next generation. You can do the same thing with joy. So being a nerd, watching anime, reading manga, playing video games and stuff like that gets coded into you and you pass that on. So be happy, be yourself. I feel like I'm so happy to see so many Black people and brown people just like being in these spaces where now we have the internet, you have access to everybody, and like being creative and just like sharing yourself with the world. I think that's really cool. So, and I'm glad that we get to do it too. So,
oh yeah,
yeah. Oof. That was big. Yeah, excuse me. I need to did somebody already get him?
I did.
Okay, thank you. So jumping. So you guys gave
time out
because
honestly, use OnlyFans for anything. So I just timed him out because it could have been something positive. Because a lot of people do use it for podcasts and other things just to get those subscriptions and stuff.
Yeah, but also too, he ain't spending that the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't stand for no disrespect around here at all to anybody's face. So anytime somebody comes in this space and they're not understanding, how we do things, we don't tolerate it. So we had to deal with it. So yeah, we're gonna jump into the PS5 review. So you guys, Marshall specifically just put out his PS5 review. We want to hear from the top to the bottom how you feel about it, the process of you getting it, And then also too some updates to your PC gaming life. So let's dive deep into that, and then we're gonna jump into some anime talk to finish up.
Yeah, because I want to hear about Winry.
Yeah.
Winry is Bay. No, well, I was talking to one of my friends last night, and he said, well, I heard you say you built a PC. Like, why'd you end up doing that? And I work in software development. So my job, I actually do have like a work laptop, but ever since I've been in software development, I've always had these company-owned devices, and been running basically my life off these devices. And ultimately for me, it was a lot having to do with more freedom from their equipment, freedom from their prying eye. Not saying that that's what they were doing, but you never know. And ultimately, I had this setup when we bought our house in September. We closed on our house in September, and
congratulations on that.
Thank you.
We're not just gonna walk by that like that ain't
that was a mile. That's a milestone. That's most definitely golf claps.
Yeah,
definitely.
We out here celebrating ownership of property for all Black people. Period.
Absolutely. Thank you. Wisdom, appreciate you in the chat as well. Thank you. We really appreciate it. When we bought the house, like, it was just one of those things where we needed to have an office space. We needed to have a place to be creative and all these different things. So that's essentially what the space that you're seeing became, and what it is. Like, we call this our media room, and ultimately, I work over here. I have my screens, but I also wanted to have my own PC so that I could, no longer have to rely on the equipment of whatever job that I was doing. Like in my industry, you could be contracted. So I never wanted to make my online presence or my ability to play games have to do with whatever company I was working for at the time. So that really inspired me, and some money have freed up, and I have been collecting parts for quite some time, and I talked to so many people about the things that would help me make a good PC and do the things that I wanted to do. So ultimately building it from somewhere who's more on the software side and not on the hardware side was really daunting, and it was anxiety inducing, and I wasn't sure if I could do it. But took all day, and I got it done, and it's going. And I call her Winry because I name all my electronics. And for those who have seen Full Metal Alchemist, y'all know that Winry is like
boo.
But yeah, she's
the mechanic. You know what I'm saying? She was handy.
Yeah, very.
She was most definitely needed throughout that series. I will let you know that. Ever grew 2 inches, it was done.
And Blue, just really quickly, let's kind of indulge Shadow, because we may have some hardware-based guys out there. Can you talk to us a little bit about your PC setup? The podcast, you dove super deep. But just give us some of the important things that you may think might stand out about your PC, that some people can maybe look at these things and put them on their own PCs.
Yeah, absolutely. So a really good resource that I would recommend anybody that wants to build a PC to start with is PCPartsPicker.com. They are a great resource. They have an encyclopedia of PC parts, and what they actually do is they can actually give you PC builds that are completely complete. Like, they'll tell you about all the parts. They'll tell you about everything that you need.
I need a PC, period.
Yeah, try PCPartsPicker.com. They let you create your build. They let you, switch parts in and out, which was really useful for me because I really had no idea where to start. So starting with one of their builds on that website that was like pre-made was really helpful. And so what I did from there is I mixed and matched. I put stuff in there. Winry is actually equipped now with a Ryzen 5 3600X CPU. She's running the RTX 2060 GPU, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, 750 watt power supply. which I need to upgrade. Well, y'all can see her. And
all I heard was a bunch of numbers I ain't heard since class in undergrad.
Man, she looks so beautiful, but she looks so beautiful.
Yeah. And I was really happy with it. Like I said, Courtney was like, "Yo, you stink," because I was making every mistake that I could have possibly made. And
he was working.
Yeah, like Tony Stark. Remember when he was putting it
when he first made the suit? I
wish Jarvis was there to help me that day, but I think PC gaming is a friend element overall in the gaming space. I think it's a friend element. I've been a PlayStation gamer since PS1, PS2. I've had every actual PS console, and I've actually played quite a few Xbox games as well. But I think having a PC for what we do, like for podcasting and for Twitch,
everything, honestly,
yeah, anything you want to do, it really kind of gives you that methodology to get it done. And once I got Winry, and started, messing around in the lab. Me and Be Nice was in the lab in our streams like in the same time. So it's really been good to upgrade my quality and get a little more.
That wasn't even so long ago, man. Just like look how things have just escalated from like, that's figuring stuff out to like, you've upgraded like your whole setup, upgraded my setup to an extent. And it's just like the constant, like, hey, you're doing good, keep telling me, hey, you're doing good, keep going. The celebrating of each other, man. I think that's one thing that really kind of separates our community. Like I get to peer into a lot of people's communities, but there's one thing that's uniquely different. It's like once you step into our lane, it's like love, and you're like, hey, y'all are really like this all the time. Like, yeah, we don't talk down to our brothers, our sisters. Like, it's constantly about picking people up. Like, you see people struggling, reaching out, and like, just taking the time to like be human. That's the one quality like I wish I could reduplicate in everybody outside of our community. It's like the opportunity that we give each other to be human, to listen to each other, to talk to each other, to simply engage each other where they're at. Like, because there are some days, like some of us we're not the most positive, or not just in a mood, but like you see your brother and your sister and you're like, all right, I'm gonna still reach out to you because I see that, you're in a great place. So maybe, me just being here, being in the opportunity to either, not be by yourself or be the opportunity to talk to you. That's what I think really separates us from that. But I went on a tangent, and we got to get back focused. Courtney, no, before because we covered the PC, did we talk about the PlayStation?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's do that. And see, you have a PlayStation 4. So I would love, and Kenny, you play PlayStation 2, so y'all definitely chime in as Marshall is talking about this, because I'm gonna sit back a little bit because I actually haven't been in the PlayStation world since PlayStation 2, and I won't be re-emerging until PlayStation 5. So I'm gonna take a back seat on this one.
All right, for sure.
I mean, it's definitely dope. One of the things that I really wanted to do with our PlayStation 5 review episode was take one of the biggest innovations, which was the DualSense controller, and put it in the hands of a non-standard.
You can call
gamer.
me a novice. That's fine.
Okay, well, I wanted to put it in the
trying to find the right words to say.
And really, I really just wanted to get her opinion and really put this technology in her hand and see what it felt like or what it meant to her. So if anybody has heard our PlayStation review episode, the first part, I'm reviewing the UI and different things like that. And then we actually take a break from recording. And I didn't tell her that we were doing this, but we actually paused the recording and we played Astro's Playroom for like half hour, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And we came back to the recording and I turned on the mic and I was like, what do you think? And it was really one of those cool things because most of Courtney's gaming happens on her phone, but for her to be introduced to the DualSense controller and, in essence, PlayStation 5 with a title that she didn't have to worry about the camera and you know, the dual sticks, and because she's not, bless her heart, she's not the best first person shooter player, but to have a title that was a little bit more her speed, and then to have that input, that sensory coming from the controller itself, I thought that was the highlight of the episode, if I say so myself. Just seeing her excitement and how her tone changed, and how she was, I feel like she was made a believer, you know what I mean? And I think that's you know, singularly my favorite thing about the platform right now. If I was to boil it all down to one thing, would be the DualSense controller, and I'm glad that she was able to see how dope it is.
I killed that review, just the way it played out. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, how you asked her about it after the fact, because I wanted to hear about it. I was like, I hope they talk about that controller.
Yeah, and, I was like, I hope they go into some more detail on this. And then it came back and then answered everything I was thinking.
Right. It was dope, and I know because I've been, like B said, you know, I didn't pick up PS5 yet, but I can tell, like, playing the Spider-Man Miles Morales, they added in like different normal vibrations to the controller at different points in the game, and then you know, in my mind, I'm thinking like, oh, I bet this was for PS5, like this part of the, like I think Miles was like, he grabbed something in the cutscene, and it was like the controller was shaking. I was like, I don't think that was meant for PS4. Probably for PS5, the way they like put in the
feedback
feels, yeah. But that was dope. That was super dope. And I definitely so I know you told us that you played the Miles, and you said you played that you was playing Godfall. But I definitely want to hear about Godfall, because I know that was like one of the first PS5 games we learned about. So I definitely want to hear like,
yeah, for sure.
How you doing with that?
I want to hear about it, because that's the first game I've seen him like bug out playing all those big monsters. He's like,
it looks almost like Warframe.
Yeah. I mean, I think everybody has like their jams, right? Like there's a game that just speaks to you, or a genre that just speaks to you. And me personally, like as much as I love Warframe, I'm not as much of a gunner in Warframe. Like every weapon that I use in Warframe most of the time is melee. So when Godfall was being talked about and marketed as a looter slasher, I was like, that's my spirit animal right there. Like that's where I need to be as far as the type of game goes. So I was really excited, and ultimately it's not getting the best of reviews, but also I got a PS4 at launch as well, and Warframe was one of the first games I played on that as well. And for anyone that's been through Warframe for the 7 years that it's been on console, you know that it is a far cry different from when it launched. So the way that Godfall is now is definitely early, but I can see that there's a lot there that I like, because you can do builds. You know, you have 5 different weapon types that you can learn, and you can customize, and you can upgrade yourself. So it's like this type of action game that is just my jam. So while it may be a 6 for most people, for Marshall, like me personally, it's probably like an 8 right now, as I'm still leveling and still doing things, and I'm playing with my homie B-Flip, Wheatus88 Gaming is his name on Twitch. But so it's always nice to have that interactivity with an experience, and just because he's very much like me, like he loves to loot and build and grind, and certain games, when you're in that mode, like that's what you're feeling. You need a game like that, and PlayStation gave us one, even if a whole bunch of people aren't, you know, really liking it right now, and they can build on it.
He said, I hope it doesn't go through the Anthem scenario. I don't think anything gonna go through that.
Yeah, we're not even gonna talk about that. But it definitely looks like a game, like you said, that they are gonna continue to support and build on. And the fact that they told us about it so early, I kind of feel like that's the plan. You know, have that launch game that people can really put those hours into grinding. And we got so many looter shooters out here. It's cool
good to have a change of pace.
Yeah. So that's dope.
And then it looks like they have enough content. Like right now, it looks like it's pretty. It has some pretty good in-depth content just to satisfy you until they do expand and add more. So I'm not sure how long the actual story itself is. I've just been watching people play, and it looks like they got a lot of stuff to do. So
yeah, Anthem struggled, man. We all rip Anthem because it was so much hype around that game. BioWare is an amazing studio. They make and still maintain one of my favorite games, Star Wars: The Old Republic, which is an MMO.
Man,
that remake.
Man, I love that game.
And I spent many a nights on my little work laptops.
Man, I want to play it on PC so bad, but I play it on my Xbox, and I just know on PC it's probably it's just amazing.
Yeah,
I think that might have had one of my favorite cinematic videos for a Star Wars game.
Yeah,
probably
still do. I was showing Courtney a couple of months ago. People still do reactions because the Star Wars: The Old Republic cinematics are better than the new trilogy, hands down.
Bruh, lit. The story is amazing. It's a dope game. If anybody never played it, y'all missed out.
Because didn't y'all mention that on one of y'all show? I think y'all was talking about The Mandalorian, and I think you was saying that they could potentially do a Old Republic storyline. I think that was y'all show that I was listening to, right?
Yeah, we was talking about The Mandalorian, and Courtney knows about my disdain for the current state of Star Wars as an IP. And my frustration with the movies and things like that, because it's literally called a galaxy far, far away. So there's infinite space and opportunity for storytelling and adventures and characters. But, Disney stays, with tunnel vision on the Skywalker.
Too safe.
And they're just not as interesting anymore. They're kind of wild.
We could have got so much more content, outside of just the Star Walker saga.
Exactly.
The Skywalker saga, my bad. I was about to say Star Wars.
What I'm hoping they're doing with the Mandalorian, essentially with some other spin-offs, is that they are now rebuild the opportunity for that world to be more expansive. And touch the Mandalorian.
It's in that time period between the movies, so I don't know how far they would venture off from that timeline or whatever, but I think some of the other spin-offs have a good opportunity to expand a lot of the universe, because we already know about Kenobi coming out, but I also seen rumors of them making a Revan series, which I think would be fire, but I'm not sure if that was true. It's just something I read online. You know how that goes. But
yeah.
Do y'all read the comics at all? Are y'all into the Star Wars comic lore?
Yeah, I do.
Nah.
Man, the comics is lit.
I take that back. I've read some of the Darth Vader comics. That's about it.
I read about Darth Bane and Revan because those two kind of interested me. Bane he's probably one of my favorite Sith Lords. So yeah, I kind of dove into it for a little split second, back in the day. Haven't recently, so I'm not sure what direction they go in now. But I know when I was younger, I was a Star Wars head. My granddad, he loved Star Trek, and I always used to call Star Trek Star Wars because of the star. So he used to break it down to me nah, this ain't Star Wars. Star Wars is the the lightsabers and da 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 da. Yeah, I was oh, so they got swords. All they say is beam me up, and they lost me. I was they ain't got swords. I need swords. And they laser swords at that, so they really won.
I like the remake that they did though for Star Trek. that what
Oh,
year
yeah.
it came out? It came out like within the last 5-10 years.
It came out like it's a wait. You talking about the one that they're showing now, or
With Chris, is it Chris Pine? Is it?
oh, you
Is it
talking
that
about
one?
the movies?
The
I thought you was
movies.
talking about the show.
Oh, and
Yeah,
they
the
got the
movie.
show. Don't they got a new
Yeah.
a new show too?
Yeah, the show is dope.
Yeah, I heard good
I-
stuff.
That
Like
show
Zero.
fire. I ain't gonna hold you up. But yeah, the movies were dope. I did like those. Movies. It was good to see. I kind of like when they try to retell an old story. I kind of like with Power Rangers, like how they did with that. But I didn't like how Power Rangers went. I just felt like it could have been better. But I do like the attempt that they had because I seen the vision. I can say I seen like the direction that they wished or hoped to take it, and I feel like they rebooting Power Rangers
They're
again.
gonna have to do that one over.
Yeah, I think they talked about rebooting it again. So
I don't think
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we can save that for another day because that'd be a tangent talking about Power
Yeah.
Rangers.
complete tangent.
Sure.
So, Marshall, thank you for letting us dive into your PC and PS5 review. Courtney, what are 3 animes you're most excited about right now? And what is maybe your old faithful? I feel like everybody has an old faithful anime that you can watch no matter
I
what.
want to hear the top 5.
Okay, well, let's go ahead.
so you
Let's
said
put the pressure on the top 5.
I want to get
top
top
5.
5.
Kenny wants to hear your top
So
5.
top 5 anime of all time? Is that what
Yeah.
we're talking about? Just like right?
Mhm.
Okay. Top.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. A lot of my top
It doesn't have to be in
they're
any order.
nostalgic.
Yeah,
In
just
any
if
order.
you name them, that's cool. You don't have to go 5 to 1.
All right.
This
So
It's a good one.
Tenchi
It's a doozy. Okay, wait, hold on. I gotta applaud you on that because
I
I,
like
don't
Tenchi.
hear too many. I don't hear too many people put that on their top 5, but they do know it's a.
Did she say
love
Tenchi?
Tenchi.
I used to like Tenchi.
No, you said Tenchi Muyo.
Good.
I used to love that
okay.
show.
Yeah.
What?
Um,
I love
Muyo,
that. I
the
love that
Daughter
show.
of Darkness. That movie was really good. So, but besides the movies, Tenchi Muyo just as a series, I always loved that. So that's in my top 5.
How did you feel about Universe? Was it Tenchi Muyo Universe?
Tenchi, so there's Tenchi Universe. The one that I didn't really like was I think Tenchi in Tokyo, where he's like more grown up and he's going to school.
Oh yeah, I didn't like that one either.
Yeah, no, that wasn't really that good. But Tenchi Universe, I don't know, they had different ones too, where it was like less focus on him and like the other girls and just like specific characters. But I think overall, just like the main Tenchi Muyo, that was my favorite, and then like the offshoot movies from that. Second one, Inuyasha. That's an old faithful.
Okay.
Good.
So, you named Inuyasha. How do you feel about the new spinoff that they have now that follows Sesshomaru's daughters?
I think it's cute. I thought I was gonna get into it because of the nostalgia, but really I haven't felt the need to watch it, honestly.
Yeah.
So I mean, I was excited when I heard it.
Yeah, I talked to a few
haven't been
episodes.
impressed either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to a few episodes, but I didn't really watch Inuyasha like heavy. Like I've seen it, like I watched the series, but it wasn't like the one that I would like tap into. That was like more so my little sister's lane. Like that was like what she liked, and I think it was because of the love story that they had and everything. But yeah, I think the spinoff is pretty decent for like this generation.
Yeah, it gives me very much so Boruto vibes. Where it's like people will watch it and like it, like the younger generation will like, this genre, and then it'll kind of
generation will like Boruto.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait, Tom. I ain't gonna say Boruto is completely bad. Anime, yes, but Boruto actually has moments that's pretty dope, bro. I can't.
It
I'm
does,
just.
but they are far and few in between for me to be that invested into them episodes every week. But let's
see. I don't watch the anime because the anime just doesn't it does what it wants.
Yeah.
But that was her second one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Inuyasha. Will be another one that I really, really like.
Is Sailor Moon on this list?
Is what?
Is Sailor Moon on this list?
Yeah. So that's why it's not, I guess, in order. Sailor Moon is definitely on the list. Okay. I think purely for nostalgia. I don't really go back to Sailor Moon like I used to just go back and watch episodes, but like that'll forever be a first love. So that's always going to be an honorable mention up there in the list. Mm-hmm. But honestly, it's not my favorite anymore. But I love it. It's a part of my identity. So.
Yeah, it's one of those things that got you into it, so I can understand.
Yeah, mm-hmm. That was the gateway drug. Yep. So she opened up the world.
Got it.
Gosh, there's so many. Because now I'm just thinking of like anime that I watched that I really like that maybe not a lot of people are into, but aren't necessarily my top 5. But definitely Haikyuu is in there, even though it's newer.
First off, Haikyuu is fire. So if anybody hasn't watched Haikyuu,
watch it like over and over and not be tired.
Or even read Haikyuu. I think it actually. Yeah. So Haikyuu, that's a good one. That's a good one.
4, and then my last in the top 5.
Look at me.
I know, I'm looking at you like you gonna tell me.
She likes. What's my 5th one?
It's crazy to look at a man of so.
Gosh, number five, a really good anime that I like.
I love the authenticity of this thought process. Outlaw Star. Okay, I can accept that. That's cool.
One that I can go back to that I really like. Yeah.
Outlaw Star. I feel like it's slept on maybe, but yeah. I used to love Outlaw Star.
The Toonami specials, like, I don't know, those really informed my childhood. So like all the stuff on Toonami that you saw, and I mean, breaking away from it and seeing how it actually is, like in the non-edited form, you're like, oh damn, this might not actually be for kids, but yeah,
it wasn't at all.
It was so dope. It was so dope to watch, like those two.
American censorship is crazy.
Right. Because you can't curse in a cartoon.
Can't do a lot of stuff in the cartoon.
Like it doesn't make sense.
Poor Kids is world famous for the censorship that they've had on anime.
Right.
So,
and let's take 4 Kids.
So, Blue, do you have like a top 5, or I know you said you read manga. You can even say like a top 5 manga that you like.
Well,
whichever you're comfortable with.
I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna give you 4 anime. I'm gonna give you 1 manga.
That's cool. That's not cheating. I'll take it.
Yeah, I'm gonna say, but yeah, top 5 is definitely Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Hunter x Hunter. That's 1 and 1A. Love Hunter. It's incredible. The next one would definitely be the next. What? Am I anime?
Yeah.
Oh.
You said 4 anime and 1 manga.
The next one. Honestly, I can't take nothing away from Attack on Titan as far as anime goes. It's definitely been one of the best, and of course Naruto, because I pretty much at this point I watch Naruto beginning to end.
Talk about Attack on Titan stuff.
Are you talking?
I watch
Naruto, or are you talking about
Shippuden.
Yeah.
I watch it every year at this point. I keep the filler guide, but
I was about to say you're a whole G if you watch it.
Right?
No, I can't.
You got the tuning exam.
Well, that's one of the cool things about Shippuden as far as the fillers. Like, there are actual great filler arcs in Shippuden, but I would
watch have some good fillers.
Like, you got the Kakashi arc, you got the Might Guy arc, which was fucking incredible. So I think Naruto is like the gift keeps on giving as far as that's concerned. Was that 3 or 4?
That was 4.
That was 4.
Attack on Titan.
Your manga.
Claymore.
You had a manga.
Claymore. One of the best mangas I've. You know what? Claymore got me into reading more manga. I haven't read anything better.
That's a golf clap right there because I love Claymore. A lot of people don't really talk about Claymore.
Yeah, it's so slept on.
Hey, Wisdom, I would say most definitely put the time into Claymore. It's a good series. Okay, yeah. I like both of y'all lists. It's different. It's unique. It fits you, I think. And that's what a lot of that's why top 5 lists can vary a lot because you really put stuff up there that either influence you or represents something that you see. And that was dope. I like y'all list. That was good.
I mean, if I really wanted to watch the world burn, I would have said Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Yo, see, you would have been fine with us because we've had that conversation before where we talked about how people.
That show's good, man.
I'm telling you, man. If I really wanted to watch the world burn,
people will seriously frown upon, and I'm just like, it's just an American version of an anime. It's okay. It's all right.
It's just anime inspired.
Yeah. But to keep us from digging deep, me and Kenny will be very similar to Courtney in the sense of diving deep on anime. Kenny, C, and myself, we're gonna give one anime that we enjoy. So C, let's start with you.
I don't really want to do one that I enjoy, but I'm gonna throw one out there that I'm watching right now. So I finally started JoJo's. I'm watching JoJo's.
Man, thank you. See, finally,
I finally started JoJo. I'm watching that right now.
I'm gonna clap out here.
Yeah, that one deserves a golf clap. Man, good. Good.
How you feeling about it?
It's cool. It started off good.
You on part 1, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Man, Blue, he finally started it, bro.
It's better late than never, man.
I'm definitely the least experienced anime person in here. Like I'm just I'm a casual anime person. I like it.
Well, Blue satire, not Blue comedy.
Yeah, I see blue satire in the chat. Yeah, I know y'all had that in common too, because he a big Full Metal Alchemist person also. But the only other thing is I'm also still watching Fire Force too, so got that on.
I love Fire Force.
I definitely really like. I gotta come back, but yeah.
And listen, Courtney, season 2 is definitely they started to really dig deep evangel and talking about the church. So there's a lot of good stuff, and there are a lot of good fights in Fire Force season 2.
I feel like season 3 is on top it for sure.
Yeah, bro, it's gonna be nutty. But Full Metal definitely has a place in my heart. And Fire Force. Kenny, what's one anime you want to share with everybody that you might enjoy going back and watching, or anime that you're watching currently, kind of like what C did?
Do you have yours ready? Because I'm still thinking. I watched some.
So I'm actually gonna. I like what stepping out. There's an anime that I don't think a lot of people talk about, but it was really good because it had a lot of different versions of martial arts in it. But Kenshi the Mighty Disciple was a dope anime, and I'll catch myself every couple of months just going back and running.
Man, I wish that series would have kept going.
I wish it would have kept going too, man.
Because Kenshi,
he really did suck. He was god awful terrible, and he built himself up off his sheer will, and that kind of speaks the volumes of my life.
Mastered every form they taught him.
And right, and I just kind of built myself up like that, and I love just being able to find my own little stories in anime and being able to resonate with those anime.
Yeah, that's a sleeper for sure.
Yeah, and then maybe an anime that I'm enjoying current, since C went with Fire Force, I would probably have to say Black Clover. Really, they're building up the fight for Spade Kingdom.
Yeah, I wasn't
I read the manga and I'm and they like a couple episodes from being current. Yeah. Well, they not a couple episodes, but they for sure close.
Yeah, so I enjoy that.
That's a good one.
Kenny?
All right. So revisiting, I'm always have to go to my my all time favorite anime is Cowboy Bebop. I watch.
I thought you was gonna say you.
Now, Yu Yu Hakusho is always my number 2, but my number 1 anime is Spike Spiegel, Cowboy Bebop. I watch it every year, like faithfully. Like I always watch it on the air date, and I watch it until I finish the series. But yeah, that's probably I always revisit that one. So that one for sure.
Yeah.
Man, Blue, I hate you, bro.
For real, bro. I'm super jealous. Come in here throwing his Cowboy Bebop.
Go come in here,
face, man. Get out of here.
Go come in here and flex.
No, bro. We know you got a collection.
But
gotta do, man. You know, you gotta.
But yeah, Cowboy Bebop for sure. One currently
muscles.
One currently that I'm enjoying. Shit. I'm watching so many. I gotta think.
Knee jerk reaction. You had to name one anime that you're watching right now. Just
crush it right now. Come on, because I know you dabbling across the like me and
bro, I'm thinking of everything.
Man, because there's so much anime.
I know, right?
Shit.
Kenny.
Hey,
give us your favorite. One Piece. Go ahead and give us your favorite.
Well, yeah, I'm always enjoying One Piece, but more so the manga than the anime. Log Horizon. I started rewatching that.
Okay.
I kind of enjoyed it.
That's a good watch. I think Log Horizon.
I started rewatching it because I never completely watched the series. Like I always watch bits and pieces here and there, but I've been currently like watching it in full. So I should be done like in a couple weeks.
Log Horizon was the first thing that got me interested in RPGs and MMO. Watching that anime and seeing that. So that's a good one, Kenny. That's also one I may not watch it every couple months, but I may watch it once a year.
Yeah, Log Horizon for sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if I need to watch that because I'm already into MMOs, but I like them.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage you because
Hack Sign is fire.
Yeah,
that's another one that's like
episodes.
MMO. Like that one fire too.
They level up. They gain extra strategies. Like it's all turn based. Like and if they mess up, like their whole set will get destroyed. If somebody mess up and they don't have like their healing on time or power up. So I definitely think you'd enjoy it.
Promised Neverland is another good one. Yeah, I like that.
It's on our list.
When I've slept on, so I just need to push through to it because I can't get over like the initial like they summarize the anime is about. It doesn't for me. I have to read a little blurb and like that has to somewhat attract me. And every time I go to read that, the Promised Neverland, I'm like, I'm not gonna like it. I just need to get over it and just watch it.
Yeah, the manga was crazy. It ended. I think it ended back in March or something, March or April.
Oh, wisdom! Don't tell me that. Season.
I like hearing.
Yeah, that's why I started. That's why I started rewatching it because they talked about another season. So I was like, let me refresh myself because it's been forever since I've seen it. But Promised Neverland, I think Promised Neverland is a good series for real. Like, it isn't your typical shonen, I would say.
Yeah.
I was just told that it gets real fast.
Yeah.
Look, it Promised Neverland, everything you think to be good isn't good. Like, like it's It's a series full of. It's dark. It's
Has
dark.
anybody seen the Saga of Tanya the Evil? We really
good.
vibe off of that joint as well.
I've seen like 2 episodes.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
I
need to dive more.
I think another one that's good that I think I got Marshall into, but it'll give you bad, like, not anxiety, but it's like, damn, like, because it doesn't continue. High School of the Dead.
Yeah,
I mean, it's very fan servicey, but still really good.
I purposely try to avoid talking about High School of the Dead because talk about excitement for the end of the season. I was like, yeah, this is gonna be great. They're gonna drop this next season. It's gonna be fire.
Man, it never came back.
Where is it at? But where did it go?
Nope.
Like it was so much. It was so great.
It was one I enjoyed.
And then they just
High School DxD. Yeah, that was pretty good too. I love the chess concept that they had with it, with the pawns and stuff like that. That was a good one. It was very fan servicey too, because they had to get naked to transform. It's not for kids at all.
not for kids at all.
Okay.
Man.
We
will take a journey down the anime thing.
I go back and I name another one because I started watching it again. It was pretty good. It's a slice of life just to get away from the action. It's called Your Lie in April. That was fire.
Yeah.
I love Your Lie in April.
I don't think I watched that.
That was good. I'm still low key kind of lit.
Okay. Well, look, I know.
See, it already happened once, Blue. So now I'm prepared. So when I watch it, I still have the same feeling, but I can handle it. But Your Lie in April, man, that was a tearjerker for sure.
There's another one that I think is on Netflix. It's like, I think it's Your Silent Voice or something like that. What was it? But it's very similar in a way as far as like the concept of it, but you can find it on Netflix. It's really good.
A Silent Voice.
Yeah, Your Silent Voice. That's what it's called. Yeah, but that's another one that'll get you in the end. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Netflix is kind of stepping their cookies up.
I was trying to tell them
Netflix
about
invested. Netflix reinvested their budget and put more money into anime. Anime is probably like right under their action movie and TV series as far as investing their money right now.
Hulu's for sure still got them. I watch anime on Hulu all the time.
Yeah, Hulu is definitely still a problem. 100%.
Hulu's the only place I can watch.
That's good.
Yeah.
What was that one that you were watching on Amazon Prime?
Oh, Beast Wars?
No. You talking about Beastars?
Well, no, Beastars is on Netflix.
Beast Wars is on Tubi or whatever that's called.
Yeah,
I was actually watching that because I love Beast Wars.
Killing
Yes.
Bites.
Yes.
The regular high school is also.
We're here dropping gems, y'all. Y'all better take note. Everything he named.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to get Courtney into Discord. I'm gonna try to get her.
Fire.
Courtney, come on over to the dark side.
The rah. Is it? How many rah-rahs is it? Is it the rah-rah or the rah-rah?
Listen, we'll set a space up for you really quick. So you also have something that you're passionate about, women in blerdy and nerdy spaces. And this is definitely something that you can run through our Discord where we create that safe space and you completely run it as you like. But talk to us a little bit about your experience of being in these spaces, about how these awesome women are taking over these spaces now too, because there are some powerful ones in our community.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got a couple people that I guess are high profile that are saying that they're into blerd culture, they're into anime, manga, things like that. I mean, one in particular, no matter how you feel about her, Megan Thee Stallion, she's, definitely come out and said that she's like, and I mean, there's a lot of times where people are like, oh,
that's for sure.
Yeah. And so she likes, of course she loves Naruto. Of course she loves, Inuyasha, things like that, because it's like
she also watched anime.
Todoroki Tina.
yeah. So,
She did the Melina cosplay the other week.
Yeah, she did.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you can say what you want. She been about the.
Yeah.
Like she got really big. She's been watching anime. She's been reading manga. It's just now it's on a national stage and people can form an opinion about how they feel about it. But go ahead, Courtney. Continue to keep.
Well, yeah. No, I mean, I think women or girls or whatever in like the blurred spaces and stuff like that, you're seeing a lot more, which I like. Of course, you got the negative aspects of it, of some people wanting to gatekeep and stuff like that. And then, of course, like, oh, you can't really be a nerd unless you like know all of the characters, all the backstories. Can you name me an anime that's like not mainstream that you like? Like stuff like that. But I don't ever let that stuff get to me. And I like a lot of the girls that are coming out liking this stuff now, where they're a lot more bold and they're not disheartened or discouraged by some people, because it's not a lot, but some people that still want to do those, keep it a boys club. So I'm really happy to see it.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
I love seeing that more women are starting to express themselves and show that they do enjoy anime and manga and different things in the nerd culture, because it opens the door to more people to just it being accepted, and that's just something I'm loving to see. Like as time goes forward, from where it came from and from what I've seen.
I mean, I like it, like a legacy of nerddom. That's what I want to see. Mom,
It
Dad.
is only a problem over here, bro. And that's the thing. America is different.
Right. That is right. And just really quickly, if you guys are following 3LittleBlerds on Twitter, we shout out all the people's streams that we're in regularly. If you guys want to check out some of our dope female content creators, definitely hit our Twitter and make sure you follow them while you're there. One is on right now in Unicorny, and she's big in our Sims community. And she covers not only streaming, but she talks about self-love, she talks about healing, importance of crying and getting things out. So, having both male and female or LBGT or whatever occupying our gaming space gives everybody their own personal taste. And I really think with this platform is big enough for all of us. So, super excited for women in blurred and nerd spaces, but more importantly, all blurs in blurred spaces.
Facts.
So, much love to Courtney for her input on that, and Marshall as well, for all the things that they have shared today. This has been a very easy hour and 30 minutes of just flowing love and conversation and like just so on behalf of myself, Kenny, and seeing 3LittleBlerds, y'all
Keep going,
I'm saying you gotta wrap it up. I still got stuff I want to say.
Yeah. Oh wait. Oh yeah. We still got that.
Keep going.
I'm gonna go ahead and dial it back, and I'm gonna let C jump into the gaming awards because I forgot. I didn't look at my notes.
But one thing I did want to say about that though, what you just said, Courtney.
Look at Blue.
It's so good, like you said, to see.
I can't stand him.
It's so good, like you said, to see more women in this space. Like I've been following the Black Girl Gamers for a super long time.
Yeah.
Since
big
I
shout
got
out
on
to them.
Twitch. Yeah, big shout out to them. Since I landed on Twitch, I've been following them because I like what they about. I like what they do, and I'm all about it. Like y'all saying, black women are at the real. Like where we, as much as we can wear shirts and merch, supporting black women. And like when it comes to gatekeeping, I'm super against that, because like you was just saying, like, can you name, charging people up, quizzing people up? Like we was just talking about anime. I know for a fact I know the least about anime, but I'll talk about what I know about, and outside of that, like, it is what it is. Like, when it comes to gatekeeping, I wish we could have talked about that a little bit. You know, a little bit more.
I mean,
last week,
let's do
with FTO. FTO is a big person to talk about gatekeeping, but I don't want to talk about it because that's that's a tangent. That's a tangent for right now. But just appreciate everything that y'all doing again, and we definitely want to support our people in that anything that they have going on that is positive. That's what we all about. But yeah, we definitely can talk about these game awards nominees. I definitely want to talk to you about that Blue Akami Game Award nominee. So you came into our talk the other day about the nominations, right?
Yeah, we was talking about it.
Yeah. So right now, what's your take on it? Like, as far as let's just go ahead and talk about it. Last of Us Part 2. Like, we already know what it is. Like, do you think it's gonna win Game of the Year?
Yes.
Why?
I think Last of Us gonna win Game of the Year because it's the best game of the year. I mean, I don't know. Like, I can go deeper into it, but objectively, I think it's going to win because on a technical level, from pretty much any way that you judge how good a game is, it pretty much is the best. Mm-hmm. But my personal favorite of the year is Ghost. It was close, and then Ghost of Tsushima Legends came out, which is a free update, and it added hours upon hours and cooperative and all that good shit. I love Ghost of Tsushima. I think that should win. But overall, when it comes to how I feel like they judge these awards, I don't think it's always about those things. I think if you ask me what should win, I would say Ghost of Tsushima. If you ask me what I think will win, I think it's going to be The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, you're right, because I'm just gonna say, like, sales doesn't matter, fun doesn't matter, like, technical achievement matters, production quality matters. So from that standpoint and that type of show, it's most likely gonna win. I hate to say it, but yeah, like you said, like if you factored in fun and sales and people's personal feelings about it, then it'll have less of a chance, but it's most likely probably gonna win. But right now I'm kind of feeling like how you remember Death Stranding. Remember when we thought Death Stranding was gonna win last year? It was almost the same kind of thing when you think about it. Like, that game was beautiful. It was it was amazing technically, but the story didn't capture everyone, and I guess maybe it didn't have the twists.
That's Stranding. Yeah, blew me up. I'm sorry.
but that game, it looked great. It looked great visually. I didn't hear much about bugs, so that's why I'm kind of just feeling like it's one of those years. It's just gonna win based off of the technical achievement that it is.
And you know what's crazy about it too, C, is that The Last of Us is up for 10 nominations. So they could win half of that, and there's still going to be people who are upset. And at the end of the day, Sony wins because they have this polarizing property that does nothing but create conversation about games. And that conversation is always centered around the platform that this game is on, which is Sony. So I don't really think Sony cares if it wins Game of the Year or not. I think it'll still leave that show with 4 or 5 awards and still be highly lauded. And I think that the next game up, as far as that, if it doesn't win Game of the Year, is Ghost of Tsushima. So, I mean, Sony's playing with population right now. I mean, they don't,
Yeah, Hades was a good game too. Yeah, you're right, Blue. But yeah, long as it ain't Doom, I'm cool.
I mean, but Doom was a good game. Like, it's in the running. Surprisingly, I didn't really think that it. Well, I know a lot of people love that game, so I felt like it would be enough for a couple nominations.
But I also think we just didn't have a lot of stuff this year, so
I'm not sure that a first-person shooter can win.
I mean, did we really? Compared to what we were gonna have?
The only thing we really didn't get was Cyberpunk, and what else?
And Halo.
And yeah, but nobody's missing Halo. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
Like,
nobody missed a Halo.
we got Master Chief Collection, Halo 5. Like it was. It
Did
probably
Halo
wasn't
4
gonna be.
just
It
get
wasn't
put
gonna
on
be in
Steam
the-
as well recently?
It was a
It was
great
a lot of
year.
games.
It was a great year. I mean, even down to the free to play space, like with Fall Guys when that came out.
Okay, last year I'm thinking of. Yeah,
You got
it wasn't last year.
Phasmophobia. You got, you know, it's a good year. It's a good year.
What are some categories to see about? See who the winners were. Sad that Streets of Rage wasn't in the best of the sound audio because I feel like Streets of Rage soundtrack was fire. Like I was listening to that during my work. So like I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna listen to this.
Be over there trying to fight the world.
Bro, for real, bro. I'm tight. I'm tight that that super tight. But it was in Best Action, which I did vote for. But like, yeah, that soundtrack deserves mad love. Also, too, like, I mean, we've been waiting on that Streets of Rage reboot forever. And like when I was playing that joint, like I ran through it with Kenny, I ran through it with C, and I ran through it with Shaw.
Yeah, I played
that
so many times.
Yeah,
I played with Shaw, me and you beat it. Me and Chicago beat it. I think BSC got halfway through it.
Yeah,
Like definitely super dope.
Miles
yeah,
Morales.
Like, and I didn't even. Yeah.
I was gonna say Miles got
Look-
nominated
look
for action adventure for best action adventure.
That pisses me off because it can get nominated
Man.
for one thing. Then that
Hades
means
soundtrack fire.
everything. So Miles Morales should
But
have been nominated like 3 or 4 different
I
nominations.
think so too.
Man. Like I told C and I think Kenny earlier, like there was a reason they didn't here because the culture would have stole it. Like 100%. The culture vote would have stole that game for everybody. Because honestly, like that representation that Miles Morales offered to our community and the soundtrack was fire. Like it you can, I mean, that wave is still being ridden right now. You still got, I got 3-4 people right now streaming that gameplay right now. I got, T and you guys are going back trying to do trophies for that. Like even though that game was short, like it was still fire.
Right.
So I think it checked all the boxes for it to be in that category.
And I think even though it was short from what people say, I think Miles gave people that feeling that it was a truly enjoyable game, like from beginning to end. Like that's what people look for in a game, something that they can enjoy, no matter how long. Like it could have been 3 hours long, but if it was something that people enjoy and could take something from, like I think that matters the most, like for a personal standpoint.
Yeah, absolutely. And we gotta get away from this idea that gaming experiences have to be 20 hours, 30 hours.
Celeste was a great.
And Journey is another example of a game that is not here for a long time. It's here for a good time. And you're gonna give us these awards because we deserve it. Like gaming doesn't have to be these long form digestible experiences. You can make smaller experiences that are exemplary. And I think, like I said, in like Miles Morales should be up for more awards based off of that.
It was the game, and they put, like I see Blue Satire in the chat say, like it was a lot of love put into it, and you could tell, just
absolutely.
If you go back and play the last Spider-Man game, and you like go down to the street level, it doesn't have anywhere near as much like liveliness and character, like with the street art and all that. The way they set up Harlem, like the game is lovely. And
the game lit for real.
Like you said, bro, on your review, like I really think you gotta give the game like a 10. Like
it was hard for me to give it anything else. Like, what do you?
I don't know. It was better than the last one. It was better than the last. My only complaint is that it's short and they don't have that many big villains. But we didn't really need that many big villains for a milestone, so it works.
Yeah. Around long enough to have that rogues gallery. Like I think what they did with it was the best way that they could have did it. They made it a personal villain, personal to him. And I don't want to give away spoilers for those who haven't played it, but I thought that they handled the villain really well. I thought that they handled the gameplay really well. It's hard for me to give anything less than a 10 for the cultural impact, but also the artistry that went into the game, the voice acting, the mocap.
Didn't they got an award? Not an award, but nomination.
Yeah, they did nominate. Was it Najee?
Yeah, they nominated not Peter. Yeah.
I voted for him on that one, but I feel like that one gonna go to Last of Us because they got.
I feel like that's gonna go to Abby.
They got Abby and Ellie in that one. He did good. He did a good job, and it's good to see that it's even being recognized, even though the game only been out for like a week. But
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's big. I think it was good for the culture, honestly.
And we were sitting there in our review episode, and Courtney was just looking at me like, "How long are you going to keep on talking about how great Miles Morales?" I was like, I gotta tell him.
Assassin's Creed. Okay, Assassin's Creed is fire, man. I can't lie. It's fire. Yeah.
How many nominations did Assassin's Creed get?
I don't know exactly, but I've seen it a couple times.
Assassin's Creed is good because if that's your jam, you know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of people who that's their jam. Like, that's their type of open world, like adventure. Maybe they're into Norse mythology and things like that.
And I think that's why I love it so much, because I love Norse mythology. That's like one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
Being hilarious.
Who y'all think will be the sleeper game of the year? If it's like a sleeper that's gonna come, if it's not gonna be Last of Us, it's not gonna be Ghost, it's not gonna be Hades. If it's not gonna be Hades, what's gonna be the sleeper?
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
But also, I want to lead in. As soon as we started this conversation,
Hades for sure.
I think Hades and Animal Crossing definitely have sneaky capabilities of stealing that game of the year. I think they're sleepers, Blue, because honestly, I think it's a game race between Ghost and Last of Us.
I really wanted to be Ghost.
Definitely a sleeper, just because it's not the favorite. So if it's not the favorite, then I would say, it's we could put it in the sleeper category.
I think Hades the biggest sleeper though.
Animal Crossing, actually.
It'll probably be, if it's gonna be a true sleeper, Hades will be that, because it was so much. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake was that game. Like,
was that up for Game of the Year?
Yeah, that was also nominated, and that game was so well received. Like, it was really not a lot of bad things that was said about Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Yeah, I think they did really good with the remake. Like, from what I've seen, like, I don't have a PlayStation, so of course I don't know exactly, but I'll change soon. Don't worry, before Blue say anything in the chat. But yeah, Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was really dope from everything. I watched Blue play it, actually. It was dope. I'm actually waiting for the part 2. So.
And tell us a little bit about Devil May Cry 5 running on PS5. I know you've been playing that a little bit. Did you play it at all on PS4?
No. I saved it for PS5 because I love Devil May Cry. I played them all. And if I had to give a word to it, it would be butter. That thing runs smooth.
60 frames.
Yeah, definitely 60 frames. The ray tracing is in there. I need to actually start it over. I'm gonna be streaming it on Thursday. That's my Devil May Cry night. But I need to start it over because they let you start out as Virgil in the special edition. They let you choose a character, which is great.
Yeah, I heard that. It's like seemed like a whole new game.
When I was streaming it on Thursday, one of the folks in the community, Dom, he was saying that part of the reason he couldn't get into it on PlayStation 4 is because of the loading times and the choppiness. And I was running through it, and it's perfect. Very, very small loading times, very smooth. Frame rate is excellent. The gameplay is what I know and love. I just need to go back and start as Dante so I can actually get some of those story beats in there. Because when you start as Virgil, they skip all cutscenes.
Oh, so so it's like his side of the story first or something.
It's basically like I guess they didn't really think like he would be added, or if he was added, it probably breaks the story. So obviously, you're not supposed to play as Virgil because apparently there's this big twist in the game that reveals Virgil. And I don't want to spoil it for anyone else. I already know what the spoiler is, but you're supposed to start as Dante if you want to get the story experiences, which is what I'm going to do this week.
Okay. I'll be tapped in on that because I like to see that.
Yeah, a lot of people thought that Devil May Cry 5 got snubbed for the game of the year nomination last year. I think it was because I think it was nominated for some other categories, but I don't think it was in the game of the year. And I remember a lot of people was kind of upset.
I don't think it was either.
But it's definitely
I haven't even played it. So
yeah, it's really.
I'll get around to it one day.
See, did you have any more other things from the Game of Show Awards? Blue, did you want to share any of your categories that you may have been excited about, or somebody you want to see win? Kenny?
I want to see J.Ann Lopez win. I think her work with Black Girl Gamers.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest thing I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a moment for us, for the community and the culture, because I do think she's going to win. But that's just me.
It was a content creator of the year.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jan, yeah, for sure. I'm pulling. I hope so.
Yeah, we're
all pulling.
We all pulling for everybody who is black.
Yeah, we're gonna be tuned in for sure. And yeah, we definitely gonna have to talk about it afterwards.
That's it. But
So yeah, we'll be talking about after they show the winners. We may be doing something similar to last week, where we pull up on y'all during the midweek as a group, or maybe just C, or maybe just me, or two of us. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Also, some more quick announcements. We start our second giveaway this month. Our Mortal Kombat 11 giveaway officially starts today. We'll be putting out information tomorrow on how you guys can enter that. And without further ado, we're going to announce the winner of the Spider-Man giveaway. So I'm going to pass this over to C. C, go ahead and give everybody our winner, please.
Good luck to everybody, man.
Drum roll.
Yeah, appreciate everybody who entered. We did the drawing right before the show. The winner is Nisha _ So she been rocking with us on the socials for since we've been doing this. So yeah, we definitely got to get in contact with her. I didn't because I reserved a physical copy, but I wanted to give her the option if she want to get the digital, but that way she can get it like now and not have to wait a couple days for it to ship. But yeah, that is that'll be going out this week. And like I said, appreciate everybody for entering and rocking with us. And we got another giveaway that we're gonna do for MK11, because I don't know if anybody got to play it, but they did the next gen update for Mortal Kombat. So yes,
that's probably why that shit was messing up.
Yeah,
it's been messing up. So if you haven't understand your trauma, because we also too have not been.
You said I'm sitting there too.
Hey Blue, that means you gotta play with us though. So yeah.
I only set it on Xbox.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I mean, we'll just send them a copy on PlayStation.
Nope, Xbox only.
Xbox only. Hey, well,
we'll have to leave it. We'll have to leave it to whoever wins preference, because it's on both.
Yeah.
Man, we want all the homies to play. If we could play on PlayStation,
we want all the homies to play.
I would.
Mortal Kombat.
But
everybody. We want Blue to play. We want Courtney to play. We want everybody to play.
Koberg said he'll make a return because of the new characters.
So that's just the game we just have. And it's funny because like even in our fighting game community, it's like we play all these fighting games and then we get ready to play MK and they're like, yo, those guys are gonna play MK. And they're all just like, no, I'm sitting watching the stream. We're not gonna play this.
We're not playing MK. We'll watch them.
I don't know about that.
It's a
I'm
good
trash.
game.
I'll fight anybody. I don't care.
Also, too, while we're here, the Spider-Man winner giveaway, Nisha _ starting the Mortal Kombat giveaway. We have a Mortal Kombat tournament coming up on December the 4th, and that is when we're going to announce the winner of the Mortal Kombat 11 giveaway, as well as the first official night of Fight Club, which will be a joint venture moving forward from here forward with Fridays with our fighting. So 2 fighting communities, Negative KDR and 3LittleBlerds. We're going to be bringing that to you guys. And in 2021, we're going to be jumping around between fighting games. So we are now, talking about changing other games. So we're excited on what we're going to bring to you guys in 2021. Also, too, this is the last special guest feature of 2020 for the 3LittleBlerds talk show. So we want to thank Bird Life with their wife for being our final specific feature. Next week, we are going to be doing a Friendsgiving episode. So Bird Life with your wife, family, you guys are going to be getting an email from us immediately after the show asking about your availability for next week. So what's going to happen is all the guests that we've had over the past 8 to 9 weeks, we're going to be reaching out to them, having a couple of them come back and kick it with our 3LittleBlerds family. And we're not going to be talking about anything other than blerdy stuff. So there's going to be no set topic for next week. We're literally going to be hanging out with all of our previous featured guests. So,
and who knows, we might have some new faces coming in.
Yeah, Blue, that means you too. So,
that meant Blue. That's why I said it.
Yeah, so
yeah.
So we're gonna have time potentially next week. Y'all already know how we feel about Blue shenanigans, so we'd be super excited to have both Blue Akame, Courtney, and Blue Satire. Bro, that Pikachu.
This Pikachu with the Ray-Bans though, so
well, that kills me every time. So super excited about that next week, as well as we finish up the year with the 3LittleBlerds talk show. We will only be featuring members from the 3LittleBlerds family. So myself, Kenny, C, and Will will be finishing out the rest of 2020. Episode 15 will be the last official episode. We will be wrapping up the talk show like an anime. So season 1 ends today. We're going into some OVA episodes into December, and then we're coming back hard January 3rd with season 2 of 3LittleBlerds talk show. And yeah, we're gonna have some heat for y'all, just not for the talk show, but everything else. So a lot of things going on with our 3LittleBlerds family, lots of things going on with Blerd Life and your wife. Also, can't forget to mention that Blue A Academy Festival is going to be also coming out in 2021 as well. So y'all be on the lookout.
I'm ready for next year.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm ready. It was amazing.
Yeah, we're
I worked on my dance routine and everything.
We're definitely finishing up the
Oh yeah, Crema too.
Crema too. Yeah, man. We got Crema. We're finishing up the year strong, but 2021, man, we with that out. So
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you for sure.
But each week we like to wrap the go ahead, Ken, you guys.
Oh no, I was about to talk about the wrap up. I was just reminding you. No, I was just reminding you. You already said it, so you can finish.
Yeah, so each week with the
I'm not about to mess with you, man.
Bro, I'm tired at this point. We give everybody the floor to give our listeners something to take into next week. So our esteemed guests, Marshall, Courtney, we want to open up the floor. Anything that you guys want to share with our listeners, please share that with them, whether it be a special word or just, giving a plug for the things you guys have going on with, so everybody knows how to check in with you guys or when to check in with y'all.
All right. Well, we are Blerd Life with my wife. Marshall, of course, is a blerd. I'm a blerd. I'm also the wife.
Yeah.
We have that podcast. We also have Blerd Watchers, which is on thepopbreak.com.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you want to look out for our content, it's weekly with Blerd Life with my wife, and then like monthly with Blerd Watchers. So we're out here.
Definitely.
Y'all see that? Hey, listen, not only small tight spaces, but we are navigating. These are two people who are doing a phenomenal job at it, and guess what, y'all? They didn't have to ask nobody for nothing. They created their own, and they doing it. So shout out to them. Y'all make sure y'all follow them. I did drop Twitters in the chat earlier. I am going to drop their Spotify podcast link as well right there. For those of you, that's how I listen to their content via Spotify. So if you want to go ahead and grab that, you can follow them on Spotify and any other streaming platform. So thank you guys once again. See, what would you like to leave everybody with this week?
Same thing I always say. Everybody continue to be safe. Marshall and Courtney, appreciate y'all so much for everything y'all doing and for coming on the show with us.
Can we applaud them real quick?
Yeah.
I think that was
about
great
all
show.
the amazing things that y'all working
It's
on.
not a block clap moment.
And I love everything that y'all doing, and I want to continue to support what y'all doing because I joined the club this year. I'm a married black man, so
Hey.
I'm out here trying to support what y'all got going on because I love it. I love it.
You also got a home too, like they did.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, we moved in last year, so I know. Yeah, y'all doing some big things, and like I said, however we can support, we gonna continue to do that. As long as y'all out here doing what y'all doing, y'all got our support, so never got to worry about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Big thanks. Those were awesome words. Kenny, what would you like to leave everybody with this week, sir?
Same thing, same as every week. Let's go into this week, lead with positivity. Be better than you were the day before. Other than that, I want to just thank everybody who's been rocking with us. We 15 episodes deep now. We ended this season. So, for the most part, I just want to thank all our guests that came in. I want to thank everybody who's been rocking with us, supporting us. Want to thank Blue Okami and Courtney. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But like I said, just live in positivity. Make sure you keep a positive aura about you throughout the week. Go into this week with the mindset that you can accomplish and do anything. And yeah, just get rid of that negative veil that we are fitted with, and not even by choice. It's just something that's just given to us unwillingly. So yeah, that's just my piece and my spiel for my ending.
Awesome. Thank you, Kenny, for sharing that with us. And I would like to start out first by giving our guests flowers. So once again, Marshall, Courtney, thank you guys for coming out to the show. More importantly, something we started the show off with, I want to, say that you guys are on a great start to, breaking those generational curses. We talked and celebrated about some things, Black ownership, and you guys, and seeing his wife moving into houses, you guys deciding to invest in your relationship and find ways that you can spend time together and enjoy each other's hobbies, and just the willingness you guys have shown to not only be a great married couple, but you guys are living the things that you guys are talking about. So thank you for being an example for our community and living it publicly, so people can see that you guys are practicing what you're preaching. So thank you guys for that. Marshall, I want to thank you for letting us in the world and actually helping and convincing me with Blue. I do have to give Blue Satire his flowers too, and convincing me to go ahead and get a PlayStation 5 and change up change up my approach. So I gotta thank you on that. I'm definitely going to be tapping in on your wife and trying to get her to come back and do some more anime talk with us. We're going to push her into the Discord as well, so that we can make this a full encompass of blerd life with my wife and have both of you guys. And then I just want to make sure I share with everybody, all of our listeners, that we are in this transition of change in the Black diaspora, and I really feel like Black people should be doing things two different ways right now. There is a group that believe they can and a group that believe they can't. And right now I'm blessed because I'm sitting amongst the ones who believe they can. They believe they can make a change. They believe that they can use their life as an example to kind of help change the narrative that we have going around us. So I want to thank I want to thank Kenny for starting this crazy spill with me, and I want to thank all of our listeners and all the people who've engaged with us across our multiple platforms. And I want to encourage everybody to continue to keep thinking that you can. So, as long as you think that you can, even with the difficulties and the trials and the tribulations, like, you're going to find a way to get through that. So continue to keep being positive, continue to keep pushing forward no matter what, and the odds are heavily stacked against us, whether it's financially, whether it's socially, politically. But understand that we aren't in this by ourselves, that we have each other, and as long as we continue to keep uplifting and picking each other up, man, that we're gonna make it. So, thank you guys for rocking with us 15 weeks strong. That's gonna be the end of season 1 of this super dope arc the 3LittleBlerds is in. And I'm so excited to start this next arc with you guys in 2021. But understand, we still got work to do here in 2020. And I don't want everybody to get so caught up with starting that year off right. Finish this year right, and then let's stomp on 2020.
Finish strong and get ready to come back even stronger.
Yeah.
Facts, big facts.
Yes, sir.
So, I think, without a doubt, that is probably the longest episode of 3LittleBlerds Talk Show, but by far the easiest, man, because this flowed. This super flowed. So, thank everybody for rocking with us. Do you see anybody that you're interested in sending this to? I see Jules is online.
Yeah, we're sending it to Jules.
Let's go ahead and send it to Jules. Hey y'all, we're about to raid one of the community, and I want you guys, if possible, if you can hang out with him for a little bit. I know definitely this week he could use a pick me up with all the things he's been going through in school. So if you guys can drop him a follow, send him some love, we would greatly appreciate that. Once again, I'm going to drop our social media so that you guys can stay connected with us here. Also, make sure you grab the links for Blerd Life with my wife. We dropped all those a little bit earlier. I am Be Nice or Else. This is the homie Outlaw, CEexdawg, Blerd Life with our wife. Thank you guys for rocking with us, and this is episode 15. And be yourself, 3LittleBlerds Talk Show. Y'all have a great one, and we are back. Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
And be a sucker.
Yeah, and don't be a sucker your whole